And Kerstetter and Flores both done. Bailey Rail and Emily Rolfe look to be the next to finish.
Your top athletes coming out the toes bar. We're doing about sets of 10, 5 sets of 10 on the 50 coming in.
See 235 reps, pardon me, Chase. That's what they need to hit before they move to the chest to bar.
Well, if you look at the technique between, especially Sydney Wells and Flores, is Bethany is basically just dead hanging from the bottom, and she has the flexibility and core strength to just pick those toes up with not a lot of movement, where Sydney Wells is quite the opposite. She has that nice big swing kip, and it's not necessarily one is better than the other, it's which one is better for me as an individual athlete than the other.
A lot of athletes using grips to protect their hands, and Bear Complex is giving viewers of the 2023 Noble CrossFit Games 20% off site-wide. You can head to bearcomplex.com.
And the thing of those grips, Sean, is that just grips in general, this allows you to hang onto the pull-up bar much better than just with your bare hands, which actually went into the reason why they had that grip change rule from semifinals to the CrossFit Games.
Sydney Wells through 210 of the 270 reps. She's got 25 toes to bar remaining.
Bethany's still sticking with that minor kip, and that kip could either be a product of that's what's more comfortable for her, and it also could be is that maybe for Bethany, when you get in that really big extended, hyper-extended kip swing position, that might not be the best thing for her back.
Olivia Kerstetter back in the lead, chalking up her hands left side of your screen. Emily Rolfe is starting to gain some ground as well. Rolfe in the top 5 right now.
Look at a big set of toes to bar. Don't sleep on Rolfe. She won the 2021 test where it was the running and 30 toes to bar for 3 sets. So she has great endurance capacity, but also good volume capacity when it comes to toes to bar.
There's Bailey Rail, who now sits in 4th place in this first of 2 heats. 235 reps, that's the mark they need to hit before you start your second and final set of chest to bar pull-ups.
Bailey Rail again, this is what got her to the CrossFit Games to begin with, was that final test in semifinals that had 3 sets of 20 toes to bar. And she had to basically win it outright, which involved sending 3 unbroken sets of toes to bar just to qualify to the CrossFit Games. So she definitely has a good capacity for high volume gymnastics.
Bailey Rail has moved into a battle for the lead right now. Well, Bethany Flores is now on to the chest to bar pull-up. She got through 4 reps before taking a break to chalk up her hands. And now Bailey Rail will start her chest to bar pull-ups, and it's important for Bailey Rail to do well on these portions. That pig weighs 350 pounds. She's only 135 pounds.
I mean, triple body weight pig flip. No, thank you.
We talked to Adrian Bosman, competition director, yesterday about this test in particular, and he said a lot of people who tested this did very well until they got to the second set of pig flips and got pinned by the thing.
That's a big part of this competition in general, is that you got to look at what the critical element of the test actually is. It's not necessarily gymnastics, monostructure, or weightlifting as a modality that's the critical element, but a piece of equipment or a particular skill or some particular movement. We heard athletes got to the pig first and got capped by the end of this. So it's not about who gets there first, but how they got there in the first place.
Well, Bethany Flores will get back to the pig first. And now here comes
Bethany's running
Bailey Rail. It's like Bethany gonna get a little more chalk on the hands, dry off her forearms a little bit. Bailey Rail belting up.
A lot of time lost on that. But for 10 flips and the amount of time it takes, it's a good move if you just need to have that.
Well, Kerstetter and Rolfe are now both done, and Bailey Rail has that first pig flip done. Now Bethany Flores will get to work. Kerstetter belting up, and Emily Rolfe walking down to the pig. 2 down for Bailey Rail. Now Olivia Kerstetter getting to work. Far side of the field in the blue and gray.
Matches up with Flores already. Flores has only got 1 in, and Kerstetter already hitting the second one.
Olivia Kerstetter continuing to work here. And Kerstetter is in the lead. 3 women have started their final set of pig flips. Bailey Rail in second and Bethany Flores in third. And now Emily Rolfe is onto her first flip. Kerstetter left side, Rail on the right. You can see Bethany Flores in the background there on the box on the left side of your screen. Kerstetter continuing to work here. She has 5 reps remaining. Shelby Neal, Sydney Wells, and Emma McQuaid are on to the pig as well. And Kelly Baker. She's on the top of your screen, far side of the field.
And Kerstetter took 1 small break after the set of 5. But what she's been doing now is that thing ticks over the top. She'll just walk up and put her hands underneath right away. It's almost like if you got a barbell where you're doing singles and you're not taking that step back, you're just staying flat-footed over it. It just helps them keep those rest periods short. It's what we said at the top of the test.
Final rep for Olivia Kerstetter, and she is going to take heat number 1. Kerstetter coming into time with 15 minutes, 49.36 seconds as Bailey Rail right now is your leader on the field. Emily Rolfe has now moved into third just ahead of Bethany Flores.
I'm impressed with Bailey Rail. It hasn't been terribly fast, but it's been very consistent.
And Bailey Rail up and over for her final rep, and she's going to take second place in this heat. 135 pounds, and she did a very nice job on that 350-pound pig. When you feel like trying this at home, drag your refrigerator outside and flip it around the street and see how that feels.
Let's maybe unhook the water connection first.
Emily Rolfe is now across. Third place for her in the heat.
Sydney Wells is making a bit of a move on Bethany Flores.
This is the final rep for each of them, and Flores gets off first, and she will edge out Wells for 4th place in the heat. 17:03.18, 0.7 of a second ahead of Sydney Wells. Shelby Neal is now the leader out there, and her pig is
sideways,
looking like it might go into the other lane, and she's trying to adjust it there as it tips over. Ellie Turner in lane 7 just completed her final flip, and Turner's going to get across ahead of Shelby Neal. Fisa Goffi is now your leader on the floor as we have just 20 seconds remaining. Sagaffi with 1 flip left. One of the smaller athletes in the field for Fisa Goffi. She has got to be pleased with this performance.
Well, she needs a good performance after what happened in test number 1 on ride.
Fisa Goffi's done it. She's going to sneak in inside the time cap with about 5 seconds to spare. And that will do it. Olivia Kerstetter set